Hey guys, welcome back to Tell It to Trevor. I'm your host, Trevor Shelley, and we're on episode 2 out of season 4. And today on my podcast, we have Adam Bizare.
One and only.
The man that I'm trying to figure out this character that's currently going on. This Wyatt 6 vibes I'm getting.
My character now on GTS is more stuff that you just want to do. You ever want to do something, but you're just like, I can't do that. I'm gonna get arrested. That's what my character is. Just that your inner self just coming out, not being afraid to be yourself, not being afraid to say the things that you want to say, do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
That's what the whole family was started on. Like, this is now I can't trust the people around me, so I just start my own.
Yeah.
And that happened very organically, and it took off, surprisingly took off.
Yeah.
Grim came to me and came like, can you train these 3 girls? They want to join. They want to be wrestlers. They want to face men. And it's like, okay, have them come at least once a week, and I'll be here and I'll train them.
Yeah.
And organically, it just started coming together. And once again, weirdo people, we stick together. All the aesthetics just fit together. Those outfits was not my idea. Those are all theirs. And Vex, she has a theater background, so it just was. She was a natural when it came to the acting part of wrestling. And Mage, she has that it factor. She's just like, she draws attention to herself without anything or doing anything.
Yeah.
And Winter is just, she's like the little sister. She's very tough. She wants to scrap with you. It was very hard to just tone that down. Like, we're not really like supposed to kill each other here.
Yeah, that's what I got the vibes of, like seeing her first match, and then like the more you see their characters grow and everything, you see everybody growing, and you're like, I can get behind this person. It's like with the Regal Rumble, you never know who's going to be there. Like we had Vince Series versus Vinny Vince.
Oh, Vince Series. I've known Vince for almost I first met him my rookie year in SWF. He didn't recognize me because I was like really out of shape back then. Yeah. My rookie year, I had a squash match with him in old SWF, and those years in SWF was not something to be talked about.
Yeah.
Bad experiences.
What is your top 5 greatest matches you have had so far?
In GTS or just in my wrestling in general?
Just in general.
Well, I'm gonna open up the list with a match that was not supposed to be good, but it ended up making a lot of headway for me. Once a year, UWA has this tournament at the Middlesex County Fair, but they always have a street fight on that card. I ended up being a part of the street fight with a tag team partner, Christopher Powers. We ended up having a very good street fight. We were broken 4 tables, kendo sticks. It ended with a trash can being crushed on top of me. But that was one of the loudest pops I ever got. And of course I was heel, but it was one of the loudest pops I ever got. I don't know how many people were there. my person I was involved with at the time saying that that was always standing room only. They were standing over there in the streets. Um, my other one was kind of a surreal moment because back the place I trained WrestlePro, they do WrestlePro Alaska.
Yeah.
And I was a part of the show. I was a referee for the show, but they have a training school, 907 training school in Alaska, and I had a match on their card. But once again, it was just a surreal moment. Like here I am wrestling in Alaska, uh, one place that most people don't even go to, let alone wrestle. It's not like there's WWE legends that haven't wrestled in Alaska.
Yeah.
It was such like a rewarding moment. And the other one happened actually at GTS, where I earned a lot of respect from the peers of GTS. I had I had a match with Josh Adams.
Yeah. Which is
Um,
right.
um, all of it was on. Well, the only thing we called was the finish, and everyone was expecting a Josh Adams match, him brutalizing the opponent and making them look stupid. But no, I hung in there with him. I grappled with him. I went blow for blow with him, and I got earned a lot of respect from a lot of people, including the GTS fans. Like they didn't know I can wrestle. It's like yes, I can wrestle. I'm not just a brute. I tried to do MMA when in my 20s. This is.
Well,
Are you there? Are you saying connecting?
all right, I'm back. I don't know what happened. It just kicked me out. All right. Back to what you were saying.
Yes. A match with Josh Adams, I earned a lot of respect. Like Tanner Wilson came to me, like I didn't know you can grapple like that. It's like yes, I am actually trained. I trained for like 2 years before I even had a match. I was trained very old school way at WrestlePro with trainers Dan Moth and Mario Baccara.
Yeah.
Which Dan Moth was Ring of Honor. He's now doing his thing in Alaska. I'm in Canada, not Alaska. Sent to slaughter. I love that guy. I would take a bullet for Moth.
Have you heard of this promotion called XWW, Extreme
No,
World Wrestling?
no.
So it's, I would say like GTS, but they do them at bars, and they bring in like big stars. They brought in Psycho Boy Fodder, Angelina Love, Heath Slater, Matt Seidel, Rhett Titus, which I know you've ran into Rhett a couple times in GTS. I don't think I ever faced him.
No, I never got the opportunity to face him, but he used to do training sessions before tapings. I was definitely get involved in that. He's definitely the blow up type person. Him and Jimmy Rave would do training sessions
Yeah.
before tapings.
What is your training routine like before the show or before your match?
Well, now I'm on the older side of things, so I definitely do a lot of stretching and warming up is important. I don't want to pull anything. I don't want to rip anything. but I'm a very safe worker. No one has ever gotten hurt in the ring with me, even though it looks like I murder them. I never hurt anybody. The only person that's ever gotten hurt, they technically hurt themselves. Um, there was only one injury. It was someone did a shooting star press and they landed wrong on top of me and broke their wrist. That was the only injury that ever happened in a match. My worst injury in a match was I got a concussion. Um, it was Spartan Championship Wrestling. It was a multi-man match. The guy called a crossbody from the top rope to the outside. Instead, he decided to do a senton. I caught him very high, where he wouldn't land on the top of his head, but all his body weight went down on my head. That's the last thing I remember about the match. Apparently, I did the match fine. I did all my spots, but I don't remember. That was the last thing, and it happened earlier in the match. Other than those two instances, no one has ever gotten hurt, and I've never gotten hurt. I work very safe, very snug, but I work very safe.
Let's see. That's kind of. What is your bucket list dream opponent?
Um, Dan Moth is actually on the list. He's not wrestling anymore. Glenn Kane. He's one of the people that inspired me to wrestle. Because once again, big weirdo guy. He made weird people cool.
Yeah.
Legends wise, it has to be the Undertaker or Fit Finlay. Once again, those are the two people I studied when I wanted to do the creepy stuff. Fit Finlay just because of the body manipulation, and he's a very safe worker, but he looks like he's murdering people.
Yeah.
When it comes to
Dream
modern day,
feud.
it's definitely Dan Moth is top of the list. I never got a one-on-one. I only had a multi-man match with him.
And then your dream feud.
Oh, I'm a sucker for tag team wrestling. I would love to feud with the Broken Hardy. Broken Jeff
Broken
and
Jeff
Broken Matt.
Hardy.
Yes.
Okay. What is your hidden passion outside of the ring?
Um, mental health and mental health awareness. Like, I take that very seriously. I'm part of a lot of groups. I'm a part of one specifically to help wrestlers because there's so many wrestlers that unfortunately take their own lives because of the pressures that they have. Um, yes, mental health awareness and mental health is a big passion for me outside of wrestling. I always check in on my friends. I always, once again, I am part of many groups to uplift not just men, but just make sure mental health is aware.
All right. So this segment is called background and persona. So,
Hmm.
where did you fall in love for the wrestling industry? Like, how did it all start for you?
My first time falling in love with pro wrestling was, I want to say, it was late '90s. It was the feud between I think it was the first feud between Mankind and the Undertaker. Once again, I am a horror movie fanatic. I love monsters, and seeing this mask being fighting a dead man and burning each other alive. I'm all like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
And this feud just got worse and worse, and then I like they added Kane to the mix, and it was like, this is like the best horror movie storyline and the worst at the same time. And I've been watching it ever since, and I've always been drawn to those characters, even the boogeyman and the comedy gimmick. It's just like, no, this is the kind of shit that I like.
Um, how did you land on your finisher, like the name for it and everything?
Oh, which one?
All of them.
My first finisher was the Wasteland, and I called it Fall from Neverland because I had a Lost Boys gimmick at the time. It was me and Victor Chase. We were the Lost Boys with a Z from Peter Pan. So we did a lot of gags,
Okay.
we did a lot of wedgies and other stuff like that. Um, my second finisher, I just wanted to prove that I can do stuff off the top rope. So I watched I believe it was Smoky Mountain Wrestling with the original Undertaker, and he would walk on the ropes and do an elbow. And that's what I did. I learned to walk the ropes. I could still do it to this day. I did it to Corey Dillinger the other week.
Yeah.
Um, After Victor Chase went his own way, he wanted to become a singles wrestler for a little bit. And shout out to him. He's once again, I know no heat towards him, nothing. I love the guy to death. He's doing his thing with the Brick City Boys. He's a brother from another mother. I miss him a lot. I wish I can see him more often than I do. But when I became a single star, it's just like I sat down with Mario Boccara and Nikos Ricos, and he's all like, "What direction do you want to go in?" It's like, your name is Adam Bizare. Bizarre is to be creepy or humorous to make people uncomfortable. Like, that's the definition. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to do from there? So I started looking into, once again, going back to my original passion, horror movies. It's like, what can I take from this? And then I came across The Purge. And I'm all like, one day a week, they get to do whatever they want that they've been holding in the entire time. What about if I make that a character? It would be a forever purge. I didn't know, like, they're going to make a movie out of Forever Purge eventually, but that was the idea. And then I was shooting around promo class with Sean Donovan and a couple of the other students, and I was just trying to get a pop out of people. I was trying to talk to my opponent, but talk to myself in the third person, and everyone really liked it. Um, so I leaned into more of that to be the creepy, keep it creepy part of my career. And UWA helped with that a lot. They leaned towards that a lot, where I started literally having split personality syndrome. There's this person that I want to be, and then there's the regular Adam walking around, introvert, holding everything in, and you got the complete opposite that comes out when that bell rings.
Um, how do you stay in character off camera?
How do I stay character off camera? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, social media. I don't break character. Yeah, you're correct. Um, Once again, it's just I hate that term when it's like, oh, your character is yourself cranked up to 100. It's all like, I hate that phrase because I am an introvert in my day-to-day life, that would make a very boring character. What my character is just like everything that I wish I can do, I just get it out. So that's what I portray online. Like I don't break character on my social medias either. That I have personal social medias if I want to be myself. I have personal ones for that, but on my regular social media, I do not break character because that feeds into the storylines of whatever I'm doing. That's what made the brewery show so successful. The fact that me and Ice T
Yeah.
Curtis and the Genies, we kept going even when the show was over. We done taping? No, we're not done with this feud. No, we're going back and forth. Um, I even like pissed off Francesca a bunch of times because she's like, "What are you doing? I have 100 notifications on Twitter." It's like I was going back and forth with Ice T Curtis, and they tagged you in it. I apologize.
All right, guys. All right, so we're gonna have a shout out to the sponsors of TBD Wrestling and
Oh wait,
Apple City Championship Wrestling, which TBD is owned by the wrestler named Bojack. If that name is familiar,
it rings a bell. I've heard it
let's
before.
see if I can. There it is. Let's see. Where's the good enough? This guy right there.
Yes.
He's on DPW. All right, and then we have these little promos that people will get to enjoy, I guess. We are sponsored up with 3 companies. A energy protein powder company called W Energy. If everybody uses promo code Tell to Trevor, you get 15% off.
Sounds good to me. I have to give it a shot.
Any any flavor you can think of, they probably got it.
I'm a sucker for the sour apple kind of flavor.
They got that because I just ordered me one.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. Well, for mine, because of the sponsorship I got with them, so I usually buy 2. I always because I do ice hockey when I'm not doing the podcast or anything, so I use it during games to just energize and everything.
You got that's important. The
But when it's
especially pre-workouts, is
but when,
very important.
yes, and then when I go to the gym, it's a s'mores flavor, just because I
Sounds
love
nice.
s'mores. And then shout out to Rebel 8, which also you save 15%. They are a energy drink company. And where is my last one? Because I forgot to put it. There it is. It is called Nectar Energy, which you probably see their promotions all over the place on Instagram.
Yes.
Energy pouches. Save 15% with promo code Trevor15. If someone's trying to quit dipping, it's a great replacement. That's how I see it as. What is the most interesting place you have ever visited?
It goes back to Alaska. That was surreal because I was expecting farmland and like rural area, but it was ended up just being like a regular city. Like I went to Anchorage, Alaska. Yeah, and it was just like a regular suburban city. And then when I went in December, I was surprised because there was no windshield factor because it was surrounded by mountains. So it was a very dry cold. And me working in the elements all my life, all I had was a hoodie and my Under Armour, and I was fine. And all the locals thought I was a psychopath, and it was like, no, this is nothing. You guys don't have any windshield.
Yeah.
People in Alaska are short. It was like me and my buddy Vargas, which if you're familiar with the Indies, um, we were both over 6'4", 200+ pound Latinos, just walking around, and everyone's like 2 feet shorter than us. So that was a culture shock as well too. But everyone was so kind there. Everyone like watch out for Anchorage. It's very dangerous, and so like I did not experience any of that. Nothing but warm people that like to laugh loudly.
If you could have dinner with a historical figure, who would it be and why?
Oh, that could be answered in so many ways. An historical figure. I would have to say. I would have to say Martin Luther King. I would love to pick his brain
Okay.
because I love stories of adversity, and he just had everything thrown at him, and he just kept going. And I would love to know where did he get that strength from,
Yeah.
because it's just so easy to fold.
Um, what is your favorite book and why does it resonate with you?
Um, my favorite book is Nonviolent Communication. Um, it teaches you a lot on words matter and how you say matters. And you even have like examples from the author about different scenarios that he was in that was able to talk his way out of it. Um, Other than that is The Crow, the original Crow. Once again, dealing with emotional pain and that revenge is really not the answer.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Currently is We Got the Moves by Electric Callboy.
Okay.
I am obsessed with that band right now. It's my workout. It's in my car if I need an energy boost. Completely obsessed. My friends are sick of hearing it by now.
Um, what is the best piece of advice you have ever received?
Best piece of advice I ever received was from a random person on um a bus stop. This is when I didn't have a car as well. Um, we were talking about certain situations that happened. I don't know how we got to that, but he said, "Be careful who you let in your life and in your body, because sugar and salt looks exactly the same fed to you with a silver spoon."
Okay. If you could time travel, where would you go?
I would go to the late 80s, early 90s when wrestling was wrestling. I really wanted to see it in its primordial place
Okay.
because it's so many things. Like they say, this is ruining wrestling, that's ruining wrestling, but like the previous generation said that about you. So, what? How did it begin? How did it look like when it began? Was it really just a street fight with a finish? It's just like, and we can take elements of that and bring it back to make it more realistic. Like pro wrestling saved my life. It's why I give back to it so much. It's why I'm willing to train whoever wants to train.
Yeah.
It's a cliche, but for me, it's true.
Okay. If you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be?
Mm, that's hard. Probably Deadpool, because that seems to be a really good time. We have a similar sense of humor. I think that's one of the best Marvel
Okay.
movies of all time was Deadpool, the original, part one.
Before I got switched over to Disney.
Yes.
Um, what inspires you to carry on?
Wrestling is a big part of my active mental health. Without this, I would be probably unmotivated and very depressed. That's one. And at this point in my career, like I said, I don't mind training. Lots of people told me I should become a trainer because I don't mind teaching. I don't mind making someone figure wrestling out for themselves and just me being a guide. Like I know I wouldn't mind being signed to a big company, but I know that's the more years age I go up, the more odds that go down. I'm realistic with that. So I just want to be a respected name, and that's what drives me. Like, I can make a good match out of anybody. You've seen it on GTS when Grim brings someone from Ring of Honor, when Grim bring someone from Chile or Mexico. Who's the first person that's
Yeah.
in the ring with them? Me. I can handle anybody, any scenario, and that comes with time. That comes with experience. That comes with knowing the craft. If you want to do a luchador match, I can do the luchador match. I'm not going to do too much flipping, but I can base for whatever you got. If you want to do strong style, which some people thought they wanted to do strong style, I could do strong style. If you want a grappling wrestling match, I proved I can do that with Josh Adams.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah, it's just to not only be better, but to prove that I am good. I am a good wrestler. I am a good person. A reliable hand. I want to be that respected. I want to be like the Dan Moss and Sean Donovan's that like you say their name and like that they put some respect on their name. I would love that.
Can you talk about a mentor or someone who has played a significant role in your life so far?
Oh, I just mentioned his name, Sean Donovan. He's one person that no matter what weird scenario I had going on, he had experience in it. He lived a really long and rough life. He was always an ear, and he would always say things in a way where like it sounds offensive, but it's what you need to hear.
Yeah.
Um, the other one is Missy Sampson. If you know the East Coast, she just got inducted into the 2300 Hardcore Hall of Fame this year. Um,
Oh,
yes. Another person that just, no matter what scenario you had, she would listen and she would do her best to guide you in the right direction. They never quit on me. I can call Sean today and he would answer. Same thing with Missy.
yeah.
Um, I'm grateful for those two people being involved in my life.
All right. So we have this next segment. It's called the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
All right. So are you a coffee or tea person?
Coffee, Puerto Rican.
Early bird or night owl?
Depending on how many matches I had that week. Probably night owl.
Dogs or cat?
Dogs.
One thing you can't live without.
Coffee.
What's your go-to comfort food?
Cheesesteaks.
Summer or winter?
Summer. Puerto Rican.
What is your favorite way to relax after a long day?
Violent video games.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
And then the person that did this segment for me has it where you get to ask me 5 questions.
What inspired you to do this podcast?
Um, so while when I first started, I said, "Oh, I want to be a wrestler," but then I knew it wasn't gonna like I would quit on myself doing it, and that's like one thing I hate about myself is I quit easily on stuff unless it's like ice hockey. So I was like, I want to be in the business. What can I do? And someone's like, well, you can do a podcast where you just interview people or be like a backstage interviewer. So that's how this podcast came along.
Do you do it on your own or do you have like people editing for you and stuff like that?
I do it on my own. Like the theme song is for this podcast is like my own music I make. And then editing, the software we're recording on actually gives me like 5 reels that it picks from the video with titles and everything.
I think you're harder on yourself than you think. There's 5 things that you do right there that not the normal person does.
All right. Trying to think out
um,
which.
you tried to be a wrestler. You were brave enough to do that. You found a program to do the editing. You still have your hockey. You're
Yeah.
doing things that normal people don't regularly do. So you're being a little hard on yourself when it comes to quitting
Yeah.
because there's a couple things that You made the music to the theme song. There's a couple things where normal people will be like, "No, I'll pay somebody or won't do it in the first place."
Yeah, like last season we had Von Williams, the guy that wrote Greatness for WWE,
Hmm.
their old Raw theme. He
Yeah.
was last season's theme song. Forgot to do like all the edits with the whole intro. So I was like, great. We'll just stick to audio for that season and then just jump back into videos this season.
Um, what is your go-to food when it comes to diners?
Diners. It definitely ain't Muscle Malcolm's favorite place to go eat. It's IHOP. Always gotta
What is
have
your
beef with that dude since he said Waffle House is better than everything else.
Have you been to a Waffle House?
I did. I have. I'm surrounded by like four, all in a 15-minute radius.
Oh, lucky you.
Not really.
Oh,
Get tired of seeing the same.
I recently discovered Buc-ee's going to the Carolinas, so I'm obsessed with that right now.
I have not had Buc-ee's, which is weird since I live in the Carolinas.
They built one. I'm trying to remember the exit. I can't remember the exit, but it was literally the new one. I was driving to see my ex-wife's stepchild graduate from the Marines. And when I saw the sign that Bucky's this exit, I crossed 3 lanes to make that exit because I heard such good things about Bucky's. And it was worth everything. The brisket sandwiches are worth every mile. Um,
I believe it. I heard from a bunch of wrestlers. They were like, if you, "It's a shame you never been to Buc-ee's," and I'm like, "Well, you guys don't take me on the roads with you to like go to a Buc-ee's."
what is the organizations out there that you want to see in person when it comes to the indies?
I know I want to see GTS, and I'm kind of trying to. I want to get Grim on here and ask him if I can like show up to a taping one day, because that's on the list to like go to a GTS
Well,
show.
we are
And
having a second brewery show. The date it hasn't been televised yet. I'm not going to say it here. That's something Grim can say, but there's definitely going to be a brewery brawl too.
okay, I will try to go to that one if it means I got to stay at Corey's house.
He has a very comfortable beanbag couch. I can say it many times. Stayed over there.
Good to know. And then one more question, I believe, or is that five already?
I believe that's 5 already.
What is your weirdest childhood nickname you had, and what was the story behind it?
Um, it was Mikey. Because of that commercial, Mikey eats anything. I was an obese child, so they correlated that. Feed it to Mikey. Mikey will eat anything. Yeah, I was, I was obese up into technically until I started wrestling. Until I decided to wrestle, I was over 300 pounds. Yeah, up until I decided to wrestle, and then I did the training. I couldn't even do one drill without passing out. So I made a conscious decision. If I really want to do this, if I really want to give it my best shot, I gotta get into shape. So me and my
Yeah.
partner at the time, Victor Chase, we went out and seeked a personal trainer in Nikos Ricos, which was another wrestler, indie wrestler at the time that we didn't know about. And with that, I lost 40 pounds, and then with the other 30, I was DDP yoga. I lost the other 30 pounds.
Okay. What is the strangest food combination you enjoy that others might find odd?
I've gotten into arguments over this. Um, I used to put ketchup on my mac and cheese because I like the way it tastes.
Interesting.
There's people calling me freak. There's people that have gotten arguments with me. Like it's an insult to mac and cheese in general.
Um, what is the funniest joke that you know?
Um, how does a non-binary person kill people?
How?
They/them.
Okay. What advice would you give to someone inspiring to follow a similar path in their career?
Make sure your intentions are right. If you're doing
What
it for
has been the
somebody else, it's not going to work. You have to do it for yourself.
what has been the most rewarding aspect of your journey so far, personally and professionally?
Personally, is people trusting me to train them, trusting my advice without even questioning it. The most rewarding thing is seeing the effect I have on people. Like even this past week when I did the UWA fair show, we wrestled for a whole week. So I interact with a lot of wrestling fans and I interact with a lot of wrestlers. There is a wrestler, a young wrestler, I think he's 19 or 20. Um, he was wrestling on one of the earlier shows, and he runs up to me and's all like, "You're Adam Bizare." I'm like, "Yes." I used to watch you on GTS when I was not 10 years old. First, I wanted to be offended because like, am I really that old? Am I really been wrestling for that long? It's like, and then I was like, yes, I've been wrestling for a decade. Um, but then it's all like, but he's a wrestler. He's standing here having the opening match and having one hell of an opening match.
Yeah.
That was a really humbling experience, and that has to happen more than once.
Is there someone you would like to give a shout out to?
Yes, my two best friends in wrestling. One of you already know Corey Dillinger. The other one is Matt Vertigo. Um,
Okay.
they yes, they constantly we have a group chat which we just check in on each other to make sure we're going to the gym. Which once again, accountability, buddy. You don't think it's a big deal, but it's a big deal. Um, if I ever need a laugh, Vertigo is there. If I ever need to listen to, Vertigo is there. If I didn't like figure out a move, as another big guy, he's taller than me, but he's not his. He doesn't outweigh me. Um, he's there to figure it out, or if he'll tell me if it sucks or that idea sucks. So those are my two shout outs. Love those guys.
What is one word or phrase that you always go to?
Keep it creepy. Keep it bizarre. Just just a
Okay.
reminder to just be myself.
Um, and then where can they find you on social media?
Ooh, I made that very easy. Other than TikTok, it's Bizarre87 on
Oh,
X, on Instagram. You can even my athlete page on Facebook. So TikTok, it's bizarre.ad, which I do a lot of TikToks because I'm ADHD and autistic, so it's just like quick information and quick things. Quick editing is really my wheelhouse. I do a lot of TikToks. I even started doing with someone opening up to my autism because I got I got diagnosed as an adult.
okay.
So I went my entire life thinking there's something wrong with me. I went my entire life thinking I'm doing something wrong to find out that no, I'm just exactly what I'm supposed to be. And navigating that is my new life right now.
Thank you, Adam, for being on the podcast today.
No problem. I was surprised when you
And
asked me because the people don't like usually interviewing the villains. I've been a villain my entire career.
well, it was funny. Me and Corey we were talking like I think last month about getting you on right after you guys had your match and everything. And we're like, could we actually like see if Graham could make this into like a story where he comes onto the podcast and like interrupts you to figure out what the crap happened at GTS.
I like that.
I was like,
I like what the interaction with me and Corey had because once again that was just us. We've been up and down these
yeah.
roads for almost 10 years. That was a shoot.
Hmm.
He's given gifts to my stepchildren. That was a shoot. Um, the whole me hitting him and calling him weak. That's just like recently he's been having insecurities because you don't think he's performing like he used to. So that was just like, once again to shoot towards him.
Yeah.
And once again, we had one hell of a match, but that's just us being us. You fight your friends harder than you fight your enemies when it comes to wrestling because you can trust your friends.
Yeah. It's like me and another podcast where we play 2K all the time against each other. And it's bad enough that like he knows all of like my moves that I'm gonna go to. Like when I get all pissed off in 2K, all you see is a lot of suicide dives, springboards. He's like, I know every ounce. He's like, I know when you're gonna hit your finisher, your comeback, and I'm like, okay. I was like, maybe I just need to go behind his back and like change my character, so he won't even recognize what the crap happened.
Imagine doing
But
that with your body with a real person. Like Corey is one of the people that I don't have to call like a match with. He's just like, "What's the finish?" Okay, we'll figure it out.
yeah,
Corey, Victor Chase, and probably Grim's in there too. Grim and like Sean Donovan. Those are the four people I don't have to call a thing with. Just like, what's the finish, and we can make a match.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you again, Adam, for being on the podcast. Hope to
Problem.
meet you down the road.
Definitely see you.
and keep insane stuff on GPS.
Keep it creepy.
Yep. And guys, we will see you guys next time as we have what's his name? Tomorrow. Google Calendar. Mitch. Mitch the Kid. And hope you guys are enjoying season 4. Make sure you use your promo codes.